Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Show Films. I'm Sen, your executive producer here. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $20 tier supporters over at our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms, those being Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Cat Waterflame, and L, without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much as things we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. If you're watching live and you're interested in seeing all of our other stuff, you can check us out at YouTube at youtube.com/Final Show Films. Obviously, you can follow and subscribe here at twitch.tv/. Final Show Films. And you can also check out our website at finalshowfilms.com for links to all of our stuff and various other things that we do. So, thank you very much for watching. And if you're watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. And we're live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stardust RPG on Trails of Stardust. I am William Marshani, and I'm Game Master for this 5th edition Science Fantasy campaign. And joining me today, we have Craig.
Hi, I'll be playing Just Us, a Swarmkeeper Ranger / Domain of Light cleric, who is an ethereal.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm playing Kendall Fairchild, who is an Eladrin warlock.
And Jack the Second.
Hi, I'm Jack the Second. I will be playing Surprise, an ethereal void sorcerer. I know words.
And Jack the Elder, who is being introduced second.
Hey everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Till, a avian monk of the Iron Path, who just got a fancy new gun.
Yep. You have no idea how much I enjoy. Got the cameras lined up, on our Zoom call this time for just the right way for me to put Jack the Second first of the two of them. And Holly.
Hey, I'm playing Mistal, an Environ Rogue.
And Sen.
I'm Sen, and I'm playing Coltarn, the half-orc artificer, gadgeteer, master-maker, shipbuilder, gun weapon, smith, operator, etc., mech pilot.
And as always, Black Lives Matter, trans rights are human rights, eat the rich, happy sloth, and is powered by Sirenscape.
We made it through Gay Wrath and into Gay Sloth.
We did make it through Gay Wrath and is now Gay Sloth. Yes.
Yeah.
As it should be.
Nobody wants to do anything in fucking August.
Right.
August is when my children were born.
Yeah, you didn't do anything in August, did you? It was
do
9 months
anything
ago
in
that you did
August.
things.
Right. That is, yes, exactly that. We killed Sen.
Birthday months are busy, okay?
That's why you don't want to do anything.
Right. Also eat.
But when last we left our heroes, they had finished largely by explosive dimensional shift, dealing with the 3 ships that had been laid as a trap, based on your information, the 3 people who were serving as your contacts for this mission, potentially. And with that, got a nice, cool deposit of several thousand, I think 30,000, I think I said, gold credits. You're muted, Jack. Okay, yeah. And with that, the group split off in several different directions to try and cope with various things.
What? Us?
We have no coping skills.
Damn right.
I don't. What are you talking about? I've got plenty of coping skills. Thank you.
I
very much.
have many, many coping skills.
They're what you use this coping saw with.
Oh no. Shawnee's giving up already.
Is that a record?
No.
No,
No, it's barely made it past
A
the
coping
past
saw is
the
used for cutting
coming
wood
live.
trim, by the way, in case anyone
Yeah, I
was
was gonna say I
curious.
definitely think we've made you give up in the intro before.
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. Never me though. It's never my fault.
There was that one time.
Why would
we-
you
No,
lie?
it
Really?
is-
Why
It
would you
is
lie,
never
Holly?
my fault.
really?
Possibly.
Uh-huh.
Never my fault. They live in my house. It doesn't get to be my fault ever.
That doesn't
No,
not make it your fault.
it
Just because you're
absolutely does.
threatening them doesn't mean it's not.
I
I'm
can
not threatening. I'm stating facts.
I don't live in your house. I can call it as it is. I give a fuck.
I mean, you're literally doing it right now.
Donnie, blink twice. You need help.
They're fine.
And they continue to be
Oh my
fun.
God.
Look, all of us, all of the people in this call live in a capitalist wannabe fascist society. We should all be blinking twice at all times.
No, we all live in a Pokemon world. Thank you very much.
Yeah, speak for them and say that
Life
they're
in
fine. That is
plastic.
definitely a
It's
way to make people
fantastic.
think that they're fine. Very convincing.
Okay. Who do you want to pick up with? I don't even remember where people are at now.
Okay, so
Victory!
Surprise, and Mistle and Just Us went out to drink their cares away, accidentally not inviting Kendall, who took that as a personal slight and went out to get blackout wasted and
Change
Get a
seasons.
and change
tattoo.
seasons. And
Yeah,
also got a
change
tattoo.
seasons.
Got a pin-up tattoo of Nick's.
Got a pin-up tattoo of Nick's on like
Correct.
her calf, I
Did
believe.
Kendall get Winter Elf wasted?
Yes.
Holy shit. Yes.
Winter elf wasted.
You are welcome, my friend.
Oh, that is so good.
Meanwhile,
Choice.
Given a gift this day.
Meanwhile, Coltarn and Till and the NPCs have carted the newly christened Kundalar. I don't know. We hadn't actually named it yet, but that was the suggestion.
Yeah, we
that
have.
was made, to the dock, and
It's in the
are
transponder right now. We've
working on
programmed it
repairs.
in.
All right, good. Working on repairs and things, and determining what we're going to need to do in order to fill some berths and get this thing working.
Yep.
So that's where we left off.
Thought we've already
So-
established that filling berths is what Sen does in August.
In not August.
Nicely done.
Okay.
I assume that Surprise and I know that Mistle are just like blackout floppy.
Mistel's totally passed out on Just Us right now.
Okay.
Luckily, they're
Crash
both
drunk.
very light.
So I
Alright.
say one
Except
is
for all
one is
the
in a
alcohol.
suit made of cloth, and the other is the size of a hand, of like not even a hand.
Yes.
As soon as they are unconscious, Just Us will carry them home. Just let me know when I get back to the ship.
Mistle did drink her weight in beer, so or whiskey.
Yes. Well, Surprise gave her a full size cup.
Yeah. So you grab the two of them and start to guide them back once they're no
You're-
longer functional.
Your presence is announced by the sound of two people sloshing as you carry them.
But considering Kendall's had a night and will probably be back on her own time, we will go ahead and join our shipbuilders as they put together a list of whatever the hell they need
Do you want to give control of the Akundalar sheet also to everyone else? I haven't filled it out yet. It's just there now.
Yeah.
So we could go about this a couple of different ways, Till. I've got ideas. Are you interested more in a live crew or in an automated force?
Interesting concept. I presume if we go for synthetic crew, that would mostly be getting you resources and material, and then, of course, the necessary time for programming functionality.
I could duplicate, not to the full extent due to the complexities of Toolbar, but I could do a rudimentary version of Toolbar that would run in any automated crew we wanted.
All right. That would keep things less complicated, and presumably the crew would run off our own power reserves on the ship, so we wouldn't have to necessarily weigh in for supplies, although we'd probably be wanting to look at a upgraded reactor to acquire for this thing to make up for the power draw.
Well, it's like, yeah, in that particular case, yes.
And
it would also mean that for if there were software AI piloting automated forms, they would also be able to continue functioning while their physical bodies were recharging.
Right.
They would just be in the computer systems of the ship rather than physically moving around.
I presume there's probably a con side to that edge of the ledger.
Well, as with most things involving artificial intelligence, it's they're not going to be as advanced as Toolbar, which means they're not going to have the capacity to react organically, as it were. They'll have pre-programmed responses and duties. They'll be an effective crew, but not one that can adjust on the fly, as it were.
Right. They'll be operating on pre-established subroutines. Okay. Well.
And also means that, let's say...
on the other hand, we don't have to worry about them getting tired at the end of their contract and then having to replace them.
Certainly. Though, and I was going to say that does mean that there's also a technological subversion aspect potentiality for aggressive action, but then I recalled we are fighting fiends, so that applies to mortal beings as well.
Oh, you mean somebody hacking them effectively?
Yes.
Right. Yeah. No. Don't necessarily think that a biological component makes us immune to that sort of influence.
No, it's just domination as opposed to hacking. Yes.
Right. Okay.
Though in that case, if artificial crew members are hacked, we would have less qualms about fighting them, presumably.
Now, how much person will these crew members, if we go the synthetic route, be?
Toolbar is a non-humanoid entity. I would not be able to replicate his level of complexity en masse. So, not.
Toolbar doesn't consider its non-union status as something possibly in need of rectification or worried about.
Just, Toolbar's voice just comes out of the comm unit. Non-union part of what? The Dust Knights?
Right, exactly. Toolbar doesn't get a
Toolbar's
share.
a scab?
No, he's an independent contractor, Craig.
I wouldn't
Not
have
better.
I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't have any use for. I wouldn't have any use for credits that wouldn't just immediately go to Colton. So it makes less sense to have me as a listed person on the roster.
Right. No, I'm just trying to determine since it's been a topic of discussion previously in different contexts, the level of personhood we'll be dealing with, and therefore the necessary ethical considerations for that type of a crew.
These would be on the level. These would be slightly more advanced than old world art generators, the kind that stole people's works and then recreated them as their own.
Oh, right.
Slightly more advanced than that, but not full personhood.
We're absolutely going to get picketed by people because we're using AIs instead of people.
Automated.
If I may ask out of character before I suggest it in character and find out it's not a thing and look like more of a
yeah. Till knows about the late 21st century AI controversies and the rampant civil disorder that resulted.
Sorry, Craig.
You had a question, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah. How autonomous are the remaining bees? Would it be possible for them to count as like a couple members of crew, or
Probably not, all things considered. They are essentially an animal companion at this point.
Would they be capable of counting, given that their central hive could be moved to the new ship? Would they be capable as counting as like a defensive force?
I mean, theoretically, yes. They could be one of several defensive measures to help protect the ship itself.
Okay. All right.
Ow.
I didn't want to suggest it in character without asking first.
It wouldn't really like occupy any of the ship's space because similar to how a guard dog is a defensive measure, it is not exactly something that like takes up processing power on the ship. It's just a thing that you have.
Yeah. Okay, great. Thanks.
But yeah, no, Till's down for an automated crew, especially on a kind of provisional basis. Like, if circumstances arise and we're like, oh shit, yeah, no, we need actual meat sack brain people, we can always handle that when it comes out. But as a starting measure, yeah, he'd be down for that.
Also, and presumably, as we grow as a organization, the Dust Knights will have more individuals that are part of the Dust Knights that could take the place of an automated unit or something like that. But this means that we're not having to vet a whole crew full of people on Gilgamesh Station.
Right out the gate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I know a few people, but yeah.
The other con of this is that it's going to be a higher upfront cost than I assume, just because of the parts. I assume, Shawnee, you can correct me at any time.
Yes, it is absolutely going to be more expensive to build your own crew.
Yeah, a higher upfront cost.
But maintenance costs probably lower over the long term.
Yes, they don't.
Hopefully.
Considering a lack of need for food.
Right.
They don't need food, but they do need, regular, literal, actual maintenance.
Yes. Right. We'll have to do maintenance, but,
But they don't need to be paid.
No, they don't need food. They don't need to be paid.
No health care needs providing.
Oh, no, we provide the health
No,
care.
I was going to say, they have universal basic health care. Yeah, right.
They don't have to pay for health care. We just repair them.
They've got free access to the ship's mechanic.
As opposed to organic sentience, or, yep, we are definitely going to pay you. And then they die on the first one. It's like, well, that solved that problem.
Look, we can either save this person, or that's one less person to split the money with.
We're getting real pirate here.
I was just going to say,
I've heard that logic before.
Flashbacks.
As long as word doesn't get out, you can just keep doing that and never pay your crew.
Our last crew
running low on
retired.
food, but I have a lot of crew. And the less crew I have, the less food I have. I'm not seeing the downside.
The less crew I have, the less food I need.
And we're Oregon trailing this shit. We have boxes and boxes of bullets.
Sunless Sea is a good game, Bill.
I was going to say, everything's coming up Donner.
Ain't no party like a Donner party.
And not anymore.
The Donner Party stops in the mountains.
Hail Better Games, please sponsor us to run something in Fallen London. I'll run it. It'll be awesome.
Hey, if you want to run it, we can give you spots.
But yeah, I think Till's coming down as a vote for synthetic crew to start with, assuming that we can get the front cost out of the 25K we have left.
Yes, we'll have to price it out. Now we also have some options as far as filling the berths with our ship. With the ship, we have one saber, or fang, I think is it Fang?
Yes, it's a fang.
It's a fang. We have one fang,
Which is a saber, but again,
Yeah.
because it's
different culture.
Fenrisian make, then it swaps out the human ship trait for the advantage on initiative one for advantage on targets that are below half hit points.
Culturally speaking, since this is not strictly speaking the dark matter universe, who would be the people that would provide the Ashigaru frames?
Ashigaru frames are actually typically ethereal make.
So,
or sorry, there are two groups that build frame style ships.
Yeah.
There is the ethereals of who build their own stuff, and then there are the void forged, who occupy most of the void stations and void rings that exist throughout the galaxy.
Now we've got one fang and 2 pilots, so we may need to train more of the crew on piloting just in general, assuming that your skills might be put to very good use in a fighter.
Indeed.
But on the subject of that, we do have options for the remaining berths. How much room do we have for how many?
4
4
fighters.
We could, as far as I know, the Void Forged Ethereals have fighter class vehicles that are similar in design to the Zervan, which may have some tactical advantages or not. Or we can simply go with the fairly standard additional fangs.
All right.
Cost relatively similar.
Well, once we have this thing up and running, and I would like to ensure that our standard hull weaponry and defenses are up to snuff, and then we can start looking at filling those extra bays. Want to take a look at the life support systems here as well, because if we can incorporate a bit more of a natural order schematic to that, I feel like that could be beneficial.
And yeah, so to run down what the ship currently has, you're spending the 5,000 gold credits to repair it. It has everything that a standard explorer has. It has an arcane cannon, has a cloaking system, communications, fabricator, hypercapacitor, life pods, life support, probe, sensor, shield generator, shuttle, sick bay, simulator, teleporters, tractor beam, and umbilicus for boarding actions.
Sick bay, bro.
And again,
no one has ever referred to Old Bay as sick before, but all right, Craig.
Oh yes, they have.
Oh yes, welcome to Maryland.
Aside from the 10 bridge crew required for general operation, it has crew slots for a captain, 4 dogfighters for different fighter styles, an engineer, and 7 gunners. Because it's 7 guns, one of which is the arcane cannon, which means it's a gunner slot specifically for a spellcaster.
Mm-hmm.
But there are 2 neutron torpedoes and 4 pulse cannons built onto this thing.
2 neutron torpedoes and 4 pulse cannons.
Captain, 4 dogfighters.
And 1, you said, is called an arcane cannon?
Yeah. An arcane cannon is basically it is a ship system that functions to allow a spellcaster to enhance their spells to be useful on a ship-wide scale.
Right. Mm-hmm. Basically, cast fireball at ship scale.
Basically, yeah.
Kind of thing. Yep. Okay. All All right.
I'm trying to figure out how to document shield points because the vehicle template is for like
Salt marsh ships, yeah.
Well, no, it's for because it has
Starjammer?
Yeah, it's for Starjammer ships, which doesn't have all the same stuff that Dark Matter ships do.
Mhm.
Spelljammers,
Okay.
but yeah.
Spelljammers, yeah, Spelljammers.
Yeah, there's Spelljammer helms, yeah. Can you use temporary HP?
I could probably just put it in a description somewhere. I'll figure it out.
Okay. Okay. Well, if we've got a decent breakdown of the systems that we've got up and running, and then as far as we do need a brand new reactor for this thing, right?
Yes, it has no reactor.
No reactor currently. All right.
Is that not what the 5,000 credits was covering, or?
No, that was to get all the other systems standing and going.
Yeah, that was to basically replace all the damaged components that were left behind, but it did not cover the reactor. And currently, we've got the Stardust engine from the Golden Edge Valkyr in place of what this one initially had, right?
Which I believe is a class
Kendall's
2.
dad say they were going to help, or am I misremembering that?
Kindle's dad helped us get rid of the old reactor.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else was. I'm gonna put the shield points in the damage threshold since we don't have a damage threshold for this.
Yeah, that tracks.
And yes, that was a class 2 Stardust engine on the Golden Age.
The jump drive on a class 2 Stardust engine can cover about 1,300 light years. And can be fueled by second level spell slots.
Stardust class 2. Is the impulse speed still the same?
Let me check the impulse engines.
2,000 feet per round was the indication on the Explorer.
Yeah, the Explorer's impulse engines are the same, yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, it says speed on the Golden Age, it says Dark Matter class 1.
Oh, class 1, see, class
Yeah.
1.
Mm-hmm. I was like, where's it written? I know it's on here somewhere.
Yeah, a typical Explorer would be running a class 6.
Okay, so we've got a significantly subpar jump drive on this installed in this thing right now.
Yes.
Okay. Right, yes. Upgrading the jump drive and the reactor, obviously. We'll need the reactor first even to get this thing underway. But
the ship is large enough that we can turn it into. We can think of it as outfitting a base of operations.
yes,
If the schematics are correct, we have room for 2,000 or so people not doing anything, not required to run the ship, just spaced
living here.
Yes, passengers.
Our own little nomadic space town.
We're building a space town.
I was gonna say, as this turns into Sim City in space.
All right. Well, I'll continue.
Mistel's going to run for mayor, and
I'll continue working
And
on
win.
I'll continue working on the details if you
Probably.
want to turn in for the night, Till.
Till's going to make a roll on that.
Which is to say, I'll just continue updating the character sheet for the Agundalar.
Right.
Move on to other scenes.
All right. Yes. I'll probably leave a couple of notes for your crew for Dust Knight comms, and just so as people trickle back in, they know what's going on. And
Oh, sorry. The 5,000 credits will cover getting the power supply back online because that is
Oh, okay.
repaired. But
So
you
we do have a
not-
reactor.
You do not currently have a jump drive.
Okay, so a jump drive is what we need most effectively. All right.
Because you will not get very far moving under impulse engines.
Right. Okay. So we have a functional reactor for power supply then. Need a jump drive. Given that he was a shipwright on this station specifically, can Till make a roll to see if there's like if he was planning on sourcing or trying to get a good class jump drive, what he'd be looking at or opportunities that might be available locally for that sort of thing?
Roll me a wisdom check with proficiency.
Did you say
okay.
our arcane cannon was something other than Cone of Cold?
Arcane cannon is outfitted with whatever the spellcaster in it uses.
Okay.
The Cone of Cold is just a standard for a NPC piloted.
Gotcha. Okay.
Nat 20 for 28.
An arcane cannon is basically the spellcaster sits in the arcane cannon and casts spells.
So Kendall's Eldritch Blast becomes ship-sized weaponry.
Basically.
Kendall casts Turbo Laser.
So with a natural 20,
would you like to shoot a spaceship?
where you can source jump drives. They getting one for a ship of this size is going to be difficult. Because most people don't retrofit a jump drive onto a ship larger than a frigate.
Right.
Because typically speaking, when you get to cruiser and larger sizes, the engine is deeply integrated with the inner workings of the ship, and if you need to replace it, you're basically taking the entire ship apart to do it. So it's going to be a challenge. Fortunately, Gilgamesh Station is one of the places that has the suitable levels of docking to do that. But you might be able to find a suitably large class of jump drive to...
I like to think that natural order is one of the few engineering practices where you can, because you just literally plant one and then it grows in place.
Essentially, if you're running a natural order jump drive, yeah.
Right. I don't know if this thing is compatible with one of those, but okay. If
it would need some significant refitting because this ship is entirely made of steel.
Right. Okay. All right.
And also,
if he knows where to get one, he will attend to that tomorrow. Till's going to put onto the basically a local broadcast. Whenever any of the Dust Knights come back to the ship, they'll get a little comms alert with basically an email saying, this is the status that the Akundalar, to be finalized, is currently in. We're planning on getting a automated synthetic crew and parts for that so that we can have that up and running underway, and letting everybody he's not trying to really keep anything under wraps or out of sight, giving everybody just a full breakdown of the sort of logistical stuff that is going to be needed to get this thing underway and operating as our new base of operations. So everybody will get that email whenever you get back. So I assume Kendall in about 3 weeks.
Oh no, and then he's gonna be like very early in the morning because it is the quietly sneak out of the place.
Yes.
Walk of shame.
That would imply that Kendall has shame at the moment.
I do like though that like Kendall sneakily like quietly trying to sneak back on board as soon as you get within a certain distance, your communicator goes off.
You've got mail.
Like, fuck, how do you know?
But anyway, and then Till's gonna go to bed.
Coltarn will do the thing that I do, which is stay up way too late working on things, and probably fall asleep in engineering.
Yeah. So, while that's happening, eventually, just us, drags the unconscious forms of Surprise and Mistle back to the Golnash Volkir, at which point your comm goes off, as do the two unconscious people, though I don't think they're in a state to really recognize that.
Justice will take them to their rooms, to their chambers.
And
And
Miss still doesn't have a room. She usually sleeps on Just Us.
okay,
Surprise
all right.
has just been passing out in the hallway.
Okay. In that case, since neither of them has a dedicated area, Justice will take both of them to the observation deck where the hive is, and will make essentially just like soft hive and webbing beds and place both of them down. And then we'll go off and start to just check and see if everybody is back. It sounds they won't look for Till because it sounds like Till's message basically said I'm going to bed. Is that right, Jack?
Oh no, he did not put anything on about going to bed. This was just this is the analog to a work email.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Justice will walk around and see if everybody is back. Just checking in on status.
I'm going to assume that Kendall is not back by the time that you arrive.
Probably not.
Till might be here sleeping.
Yeah, I think he probably would have gone back to the Golnash Volkir to sleep.
And I think
Koltarn is wherever he fell asleep. He probably hasn't fallen asleep yet, actually, by the time they get back. But he is moving between the Golnash Volkir and the Akundalar, transferring the reactors and stuff like that. The things that are going to be cannibalized from one into the other. He's in the process of doing that.
All right. Do you think that he would be there as Justice is walking around?
We'll say for narrative convenience, yes.
Okay. Goltarn, keen of mind. How go preparation?
Welcome back, Justice. Fairly well. Just transferring the reactor systems and whatever we're taking with us over to the Akundalar. Hoping to get the power on there relatively soon so that we can finalize transfers and everything.
Do you need assistance?
Could always use a few hands.
We have two.
That
And they hold up their gauntlets.
It's not enough, but it'll do.
We can provide many multi-bifurcated legs as well.
I was making a joke. Let's go.
And so they will help Koltarn carry stuff back and forth.
Yep.
Koltarn, is Koltarn looking tired at all?
Let's find out.
Considering the late hour, probably, depending on the results of a con save.
The 24 on insight.
Yes.
Yes.
He's looking tired.
He's in a hyperfixation. So he looks tired but isn't acting tired.
Wired and tired.
Yeah, like
Koltarn, keen of mind, you are of
Not
best
keen of
use
mind.
to yourself and to others when you have rest to fuel your impulses and creations. We can continue on with this work while you rest, if you wish.
I just want to finish up a few last things. I don't know that I could sleep just yet. Which is a lie, because if he were to close his eyes, he would probably immediately fall asleep.
Okay, finish up a few last things. Is anybody knows that is code for I'm not sleeping. You can't make me. Nah, 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 nah.
Look, I just want to do like 2 more quests in WoW. It's fine.
Right, exactly. I'm just gonna play one more game of Snap. It only takes a minute.
I'm just going to
If-
finish.
If you wish, we have these crates under control. Perhaps you could pause for a moment, gauge your need for rest, and then resume carrying with us when we return from this particular trip, if you wish.
And then Just Us class sleep at 5th level.
That's probably a wise idea. I'll rest for a moment and then continue. By the time you get back, he's out.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Says rest for a moment, goes to sit down somewhere, and immediately falls asleep.
Like wakes back up 8 hours later, like with a crick in his neck. Just like, oh.
Yep. You know what works better than sleep cast 5th level? Sleep cast at barbarian level.
Just beat somebody until they
Just
go
shot
unconscious.
right to the jaw. They go out. It's fine.
Oh no!
It certainly won't wake up with any kind of head trauma.
I just realized if Kendall gets back and Just Us is away, Kendall's gonna walk into the ship to find the entire crew webbed up and unconscious.
Not till.
Not till.
But Till will be unconscious.
I mean, yes. But like in a normal sort of way.
To be clear, is Till's, because I think Just Us will go in checking on people, will go to Till's room and will just try to open the door.
Locked.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Does Till snore in an adorable avian manner?
What kind of roll would that? I'm just gonna roll a d20 and see what happens.
Got middle of the road. What do you think?
Stuart, roll a snore check. Do you snore?
Right.
Add your con mod, coward.
Okay, 12 then. Yeah.
Still pretty much middle of the road.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like Till used to snore, but he doesn't anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 20 perception check for Just Us listening at the door.
What you would okay. I will say what you would hear on a 20, I'd say you hear a scrape of something sharp on metal. Very slow, not particularly hard.
Okay. Rhythmic?
No, like briefly for just a few moments, and then silence after that.
Okay. Can I attempt to figure out what that is?
Nature check?
Probably, yeah. Roll nature.
Not my strong suit. That's an 8.
No.
All right.
There's some kind of activity in there, which means the room isn't empty.
Can a bee get into Till's room?
No, the doors are locked. They are airtight.
So there's no ventilation systems?
I mean, there are ventilation systems, but they're not typically like coded for. These are not like action movie events. These are designed.
No. A bee, a single bee.
I'm okay with it.
How sanitary is our ventilation on the Golnash? We don't have the laser filtration system installed yet, so.
If not, I'll just knock on the door. But if a bee can check to make sure Till's okay, then great.
I will say sure.
Okay.
Yeah, if a bee comes in, what the bee will see is Till is he's got his wings pulled in tight, and he's sort of sprawled on his bunk, and one of his taloned feet is just kind of out from under the blankets at the base of the cot, and then you can see the talons scraping across the metal a little bit from time to time, but that's about it.
All right, just like a quick check to make sure nothing horrible is happening, and then the bee returns.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Nope, he seems in perfectly good health for the most part. Just tired.
Okay. Then we'll get back to work transferring the stuff that Coltarn had outlined. There will be a call to Kendall, but I think that it was established that just goes right to voicemail.
Yep.
Okay. Can we leave voicemail?
Yes, you can indeed leave a message.
All right. The message is just Kendall, child of the moment. this is us. We are reaching out to contact you and make certain that you all are all right. The rest of the crew is unconscious. That's the end.
The rest of the crew is unconscious.
I like with the up tilt in the voice.
Right,
like
yeah,
it's
the
gotta be
rising
more.
inflection there towards the end. Amazing.
I,
I love the notion that Just Us does not know the difference between unconscious and sleeping.
the rest of the crew is
They're
unconscious.
working on this stuff.
And I don't think it's that Just Us doesn't know the difference. They just see no need to distinguish
Yeah, I mean,
particularly.
like it's
That
it's
seems
fun-
like a
they're,
perfectly cromulent way to describe
As I
it.
was saying, to someone who doesn't sleep, there doesn't seem like much of a difference. Yeah.
You have lost consciousness. We will help you find it at a later time.
But with that, basically everyone else squared away. Kendall, what's your night like?
Well, we already covered the night.
It's
Yeah.
morning now. We've all had a long
what's the
rest.
morning like as the only person who's
Right.
going to be doing anything early in the morning?
So it's very early in the morning. It's waking up, doing the careful creep over sleeping people, multiple, gathering up garments, not bothering to put on shoes because that will make too much noise. They will just be carried with, and the ladder makes its way through the dark hours of the morning back to ship.
Winter elf, shoes in hand, walking down the street.
Yep.
You are literally just missing a
Makes-
girlfriend. For the
Makes
two of you to lean on each other.
makes her way back into the ship. And I know there were messages beyond that one. Somebody else left a message. I'm
Oh yeah,
pretty
no,
sure.
Till had left one last night.
Do you
That
remember
was
what she
awkward.
said?
Yeah, no, basically
It's
checking
super
in
awkward.
oh yes, no, it was exceptionally awkward.
Of course, it was.
you know.
Till.
Right, yeah. Who was basically checking in, see if you needed anything.
Click.
I know you talked to your dad today, and that seemed like a whole thing that happened. And if stuff, yeah. But if you need any help,
Yeah,
or
if
if
you
there's
need any
anything
help.
we can do for you, I don't know how to end this conversation. Click. Effectively.
Cool. So she checks those at some point, probably once she gets back just inside the ship.
Yeah, probably the fact that an automated message gets sent to you is what makes you check your messages.
Yeah. Yep. And then just once she's inside, she will go around, check on everybody. Actually, no, she won't.
Just
She's in
Just
winter
Us
now.
is right
Go
inside.
straight to her. Oh, okay. Like just inside
Big,
the.
your mother and I have been worried sick energy.
Yep.
No, I'm totally kidding. Just an entirely immobile suit of armor covered in swarming bees, just standing right inside the entrance door.
Right.
Like a normal person.
So yeah, she walks in, still without her shoes on.
Presuming this is within 4 hours of dawn. If it's not, if it's
Yeah,
earlier
it
than
probably
that,
is.
Just Us would be elsewhere.
It probably is.
Okay.
She is. I mean, it's still her. Physical features and everything, but the hair is now long and she had that sort of almost ruby colored hair. There's only one little strip on the front that's that sort of the rogue stripe. The rest is black and long, as opposed to the asymmetrical bob that it was. Makeup is totally different, very, very blacks and reds and the like around the eyes. Her outfit has weirdly, it looks like at least the skirt is the exact same skirt. Like there might be a small little like spot where like in a fight there was a small that's still there. It's just a different color. She has this sort of jacket over sort of greens and blacks. The shirt is the skirt and top is sort of a dark red. And she just walks in, and you're just like motionless currently.
Yeah.
Just looks up, and then just shrugs and walks by.
Kendall, existing in the moment, you have changed.
Stop. Turn slowly around.
The peak of Eladrin fashion is made with season shift fabric, so that the outfit changes colorations with your season
and form.
Yep.
Unstable molecules.
You know that's not a good idea to do in general.
Changing?
No. Just stand there like you're asleep until someone walks past. And then speaking up. Like that's, I mean, A, that's rude. But B, it's also kind of, if someone meaner than me, then they might react hostilely.
We were keeping watch. We did not presume that you would not wish to have the first word.
Eyes narrow just a little bit. What happens when you presume?
Yes, it makes a press out of you and me.
Well. There's not a way to end that well. And I'm a little too drunk to figure out how to end that wittily. So just keep that in mind.
We do not know. We attempt never to presume.
It makes a press out of you and me.
But you just did presume. You said, I presumed.
No, they said we do not wish to presume. We did not wish to presume.
No, you said we presumed you didn't want to get or wanted to get the first word, something like that.
I heard we did not wish to presume that you would not want the first word. Is what I heard. I
heard what Kendall heard.
Me too. But
that's real awkward wording.
There's a lot of double negatives in there. It's very easy to misunderstand.
There definitely were on purpose.
We had a reality split right there.
Yeah, I am glad I'm not the only person.
There is
yeah.
There were a lot of double negatives in that sentence. It was very easy to misinterpret what was said.
There is a pulse of multicolors in the shape of a Mandela that also looks like Nelson Mandela as the Mandela effect occurs.
Okay, Kendall's drunk enough. I think that statement stands still.
Are you well?
I'm fine. Are you well?
We believe so.
No, I'm just us.
All right. So I guess we're both well.
The others are unconscious. Will you be joining them?
You said that.
Well. We're all well.
I mean, I'm going to go to sleep, yeah. Actually, I don't know.
Hold your horses there. I've got 2 more wells in me.
I mean, I just did sleep, so I don't really have to. Especially since I only sleep for a couple hours, and I don't actually sleep. I trance, and...
Perhaps you wish to break your fast?
You know what? I'll let you know when I care to let you know. Turns around and she walks away, swaying still slightly.
as Kendall has re-entered her goth phase.
Let us know if you would like company.
I will let you know if I. And she specifically stops there and walks off.
Hey, Kendall. Little bee on your shoulder.
Hi.
You okay?
I'm okay.
Everybody got real drunk. Did you get drunk?
I got drunk.
Was it fun?
Obviously.
Okay. You want some honey?
No, I'm good. I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do something.
Okay.
Okay.
Good to see you. Bye. And the
Bye.
bee-
Yep. Kendall's gonna go do something. But she will figure out when she gets there. When she figures out where that thing she is going is. She really just wanted to be away from just us, and that was the whole motivation.
Yep.
And be a little bitchy. Mission accomplished.
So you all get a long rest in various forms of long rest.
Hey, hit dice.
I just get spell slots back because the entirety of everything that happened to me was done to the Zerfon.
Yep, which now needs repairs.
Yeah.
Because it will not regain hit points over the course of a long rest.
Correct.
But I feel like, having been the last one in, and drunk, and going into a goth phase again, Kendall's probably the last one to wake back up in the morning.
I don't think she goes back to sleep. She got probably a good 4 hours of trance, which is all she needs.
Yeah,
fair.
Elves don't sleep.
Yeah,
yep.
Fair.
As is so often forgotten.
She just can't go on a run. Oh no.
She just needs to chill for a sec.
But
I'm putting all of our systems and their descriptions under the weapons heading in the vehicle NPC sheet because there isn't a spot for traits or attributes or anything like that.
Yeah, it tracks.
And putting it in cargo doesn't work because there's no description in cargo.
But the group of you eventually, in various staggered stages, come to consciousness the next morning.
Hill's just gonna make sure that everybody's still everybody has returned, and if that's good, he'll pause for a minute. When he figured out like an idea on sourcing a jump drive, did that come like with a name or anything?
If you need large scale jump drives, you need to find Vizax.
Okay.
That sounds like an ad.
If you need high-end, large-scale jump drives.
You need a jump drive with a real fat ass.
With a real fat ass and a lot of get up and go.
Right there.
You gotta find insert name here.
Yeah,
Come on down to Vizax fat ass jump drives.
Vizax 100% sounds like the chaser med for herpexia.
Herpexia and Vizax.
Are you suffering from herpexia?
But no,
Talk
yeah,
to your doctor about Vizax.
Vizax is definitely one of the Goblin Trade Cartel who operates the high end outfitting run for engine parts and generally like important core ship design aspects on Gilgamesh Station. If you need large scale engines and large scale like infrastructure for a starship, Vizax is the person that you're going to.
Okay.
There are other people on the station. If you want actually good equipment, you go to Vizax.
Okay, gotcha. So yeah, Till breeze through the ship. When he runs across Kendall, he'll just pause for a minute. Oh,
Hey, Till.
Kendall,
Did
you
I
changed
in
your
the middle of
manicure.
reading something? Doesn't bother to look up. Hey, Till.
Right. Kendall, you changed your manicure.
Uh-huh.
Looks good.
Thank you.
What's she reading? Can he see?
Let's go broad. What is the Stardust equivalent of like
People
fucking
magazine.
No.
Oh, okay.
What is like the Stardust equivalent of like fucking Bronte sisters or something like that?
Oh God.
Goliaths called the Brontes.
I realize I just set myself up to hear a massive amount of puns. But
You're reading Wormering Heights, but it's all about dragons instead of.
Actually, it's Whispering Heights, which is all about the complex social dynamics within the confines of an isolated illithid hive mind.
nice.
Fantastic.
Whispering Heights. I love it.
Everything go all right last night?
Everything went great.
God, I'm trying to think how to cannibalize this name so I can properly identify how much of a hack this author is.
Are you talking about the avian romance, Jane Eyre?
No.
Okay. I appreciate that. Literary puns, I am realizing, don't bother me as much as
it's by the
other puns.
author Bronte, but it's B
I found a loophole.
B apostrophe RON apostrophe TAY.
No, I'm trying to make a very specific pun that people who've been playing Baldur's Gate will get.
Oh.
Yeah, Emilian Rendarm.
Volo Tramp Guitar.
Jeremy with a 22 insight. Did everything go okay? Did everything go great last night?
Let's see. I even think maybe things went great, but I just think instinctively she's gonna be she's putting up a wall. All right. Yeah, no, I mean, yes.
Great is a relative term.
Ostensibly, yeah.
Okay.
I would say, as far as she's consciously thinking about it, yeah, everything went fine. But also, Kendall is not so like she has not changed seasons she doesn't change seasons on a whim.
Right.
So yeah.
What prompted the fashion alteration?
I mean, sometimes you just feel it, don't you know? Actually, you might not. You kind of stay the same.
I mean, we molt occasionally, but that's more of just a biological cycle than
I mean, styling. Like, have you worn anything different since I've known you? I don't think so.
No, these are the same pants that I was introduced to you in.
So, okay. Well, other people.
Right. But I know
Sometimes
there's a level
feel
of
a
significance for Eladrin on certain things, and
Do you?
I was raised in the natural order.
Are you,
We
are you
share
saying
at
you
least.
know me that well?
I'm sorry?
Are you saying you know me that well?
Well, no, that's kind of the thing. Because I don't want to presume anything, but there has been sort of a fundamental shift in our relative status. And if you want to talk about that, or you need to set clear rules or boundaries or anything going forward,
Oh,
I'm
no.
available for whatever you need
I mean,
to.
that's fine. That's just what as we have established up until this point, there are things that there are things that my dad needs to know, and there are things that my dad doesn't need to know. And well, sure, he can. It's great when he helps with things, but he's not here. I don't think. I'm viewing that as more of a suggestion.
Oh, no, that's not what I'm talking about. This has nothing to do with your father. This is talking about you and me.
Oh. How will we change?
I mean, technically, I don't sort of work for you anymore.
I mean, yeah.
So, our affiliation is less professional now. And if that doesn't
Are you
change
hitting on me?
Till his facial expression, if it changes, it's minute at worst.
Right.
No, that wasn't my intention coming in here.
Okay.
No, it was more of it's a different context for some people that significantly changes stuff. For some people, it doesn't change anything at all. And I wanted to get your temperature on that, because if there were alterations, I wanted to make sure that I acknowledge those and didn't behave in any way that was untoward or uncomfortable or unnecessary. Or I can just keep being the same person that we've always been.
You're fine. We will have to see.
Okay.
How that changes anything. I don't know.
All right.
We'll figure it out. It'll be fun.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
Awesome.
Fantastic. Well, I might need to go talk to a goblin about a jump drive, and so I hope you enjoy your book.
Okay. Doodles.
All right. Bye, Kendall. And yeah, Till will go find whoever's around.
My brain is now processing the fact that when someone says they need to go talk to a man about a thing, it's just a shortening of human, and so I'm thinking about, like, you're talking about different species, they would have different shortenings.
I gotta go talk to a gob about a thing.
Yeah,
I gotta go talk to a gob about a job.
A gob job, if you will. Job.
Don't. No, that means something completely different.
A joblin.
You don't want to talk to somebody about you don't want to announce to the public that you're going to go talk to somebody about a gob job.
You don't know how naive Till is.
That's why I'm saying now. There's nothing wrong with getting gob jobs, just to be clear.
Right. No. Absolutely fine.
It's not something you just announce in public places.
Not generally.
I'm going to go get a gob job.
I have never heard someone use that as a term for a sex act.
Oh, it's not a real one. I'm just talking about...
now it is.
In Stardust, it definitely is.
100%. We have taken over a piece of your cannon, Johnny.
Fair enough.
Jack the Second doesn't know how they feel about this.
Look,
The
I
thing
feel
is,
like
now
a
I have
gob
to now I
job.
have to figure out what exactly that means.
I
It's
mean-
true.
No, you don't.
You don't. That's the glorious part of it.
That's the great part. Do not figure out.
Okay.
Leave it vague. We will reference it every now and then, and it'll be great.
Yet that has ever been.
I have my own headcanon, but we won't
You just-
put any
You don't.
distinct terminology.
You
on
can
it.
have your own headcanon. That's fine. But a gob job is different depending on who's giving it and who's receiving it. So it's
That's
all
fair.
about
and where you're getting it from, and where
and-
you grew up,
and how
and-
how many arms the person that is giving it has. Like,
Kendall was definitely on both ends last night.
yes, Kendall was getting double gob jobbed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Also known as being arcane towered.
Shit.
Or the black staff. You know.
No, that one's specific to Faerun.
and really, you don't hear it all that much outside of Waterdeep.
Ironically, it was originated by Vola.
As most things were, weirdly.
I was saying the man's a
I'm
hack.
sorry.
He came up
We
with
are
every
the
weird term.
worst. Ah.
And shortly after leaving Kendall to her book, there's another shipwide bulletin that goes out. Anybody who wants to go talk to Vizax about a jump drive, I'll be leaving in an hour.
Would I know where I would need to go to get to source parts for constructing a crew? Because we don't need that many to run the ship, but we do need parts.
If you're looking for parts, that aren't going to be too expensive, you'll probably be looking in the industrial sectors for potential cast-offs from whatever their relevant automatons are.
You mentioned
probably
you
find
could
it-
also use ethereal armors.
Yeah, theoretically, those are way more expensive.
I wouldn't
because
want.
ethereal armors
I
are
wouldn't want to
expensive
use
make.
ethereal armors to make. I would want to be making effectively. I would want to be constructing non-sentient warforged. Like,
Yeah, like creating basic automatons to perform this kind of work. You could probably find a scrapyard in the industrial sector that has parts that for a reasonable price. If you wanted to buy them brand new, probably be getting more expensive, but you could probably find them in the commercial district for commercial electronics.
I will price both areas and see if Xander wants to go with me. Xander, we're looking at constructing automatons for filling in necessity aspects for crew roles aboard the new ship. Would you like to come with me to source some parts?
I mean, most of my expertise is in weaponsmithing, but I can give it a shot.
Well, as I recall, there was some amount of physiological modification through use of prostheses going on in the.
Yeah, I built the weapons parts of those.
Well, chance to broaden your engineering horizons.
All right. Let's go.
Or Xander. Xander's like, what is it with this ship? Everybody wants a piece of me.
I am just going to see if Coltarn likes to have multiple people to think with, because he knows that as smart as he is, he's not the only person with ideas. And so having multiple people there is like, well, we could do this, we could do that, and you're going to get the best option.
And he sort of picks up the Xano one that he'd been calibrating and sort of like folds it down, and it sort of collapses itself into like a small, basically rectangular block that he just slides onto the back of his belt.
For instance,
Coltarn is keenly aware that a second opinion rarely, if ever, hurts,
Yeah.
unless it's Joe Rogan.
For instance, your knowledge of I'm trying to think of what the term would be. The design philosophy that lets you that focuses on things being collapsible. Your particular skills at making collapsible and portable weaponry and items like that may come in handy in finding the parts that we need to make our automatons as efficient in form as possible. Because
maybe
gesturing towards his arm, I don't do things on small scale, so
yeah, I might be able to help.
Actually, also, I'm going to see if I can find Surprise.
Yes, surprise is up.
Surprise!
Yeah, what's up?
We're going to be constructing automatons to serve as crew members for the larger ship, and I was wondering if your experience on multiple different ships might come in handy for determining things that would be useful.
I don't know, but I'll come along.
A broad range of life experiences will be useful. So, I'll invite Surprise along as well.
So the three of you head out to go and look in the various locations that you can find potential parts that you might want to use. What's Mistel up to this morning as she wakes up with a throbbing headache?
Yeah, she'll
It's one of those migraines that affects your entire body, and it's worse because your entire body is so small.
she'll
A
get
full
up
size
slow.
migraine and a small size character.
She'll get up slowly. She'll probably go to like check on the rest of the group as she discovers they're all gone.
Just Us is still by the entry gate. They would have said goodbye to the other crew leaving.
And Till hasn't left yet either.
Yeah.
Okay. Where's Kendall?
Probably in one of the the lounge area of the ship, just reading.
Oh no.
She'll go to find Kendall.
Oh no.
Okay.
Drama.
And just slowly fly in there. And just like land on Kendall's shoulder.
Hey, Mistel. How are you?
I have
You
a
guys have
headache.
fun? Yeah.
Yeah. Where did you go? You look different. Why do you look different?
I just felt like a change, sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes you want to change stuff up.
You look good.
Thank you.
Where did you go last night?
Oh, I went out. You guys had your thing that you wanted to do, whatever, and
Oh, well, you could have come with us.
I mean, you were real specific about who should be coming. I'm just saying. It's
She kind
fine.
of rubs her head, really confused.
It's totally fine.
Did you want to come with us?
Oh no, I was fine. I was good. I was able. I went out and found my own good time. It's fine.
Can I roll? Hold on. Would it be perception for this?
It would be insight.
Insight. Okay. I do not have the best insight. Oh, 16.
Does Kendall want to be deceptive here, or is she trying to make the point? I guess is my question.
I was about to say that didn't seem like something that required a high insight roll to read. But...
I'm gonna roll persuasion to see if it's coming across in this specific kind of Regina Georgie way that it's intended.
It's like Mistel knows when Kendall says fine that much, something is up.
I actually want to use my inspiration.
Do it.
Actually, Mister, I can't sit with anyone.
So it is just in that right tone where you can't. Is she being sarcastic? Is she not? Did it bother her? Did it not? Hard to tell.
Okay. Did you have fun
So
last?
sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Did you did you have fun last night?
Oh, I had a lot of fun.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it was a good time.
I wasn't sure if you like had plans with other people or
I mean, I didn't, but
because you could I'm sorry. I didn't mean to like not invite you.
no, it's okay. You wanted time with surprise and just and that is totally
And
fine.
but you would have been welcome too. Like I like to spend time with you. I just hadn't had a chance to spend time with surprise yet.
Right. And you want that again, it's totally fine.
You're she's like you're rubbing her head again. You keep using that word.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Oh, it means exactly what she thinks it means.
You keep saying fine a lot.
Sorry. It's okay.
That's not what I meant.
Look, you
Or
it's totally good. I get it. I understand. You did you have a good time?
yes. She floats off the shoulder and is like slowly backing towards the door right now.
You had a good time. I
Uh-huh.
had a good time.
Uh-huh.
Everybody had a good time. So everything's fine.
Okay, yeah,
Okay?
yeah. Okay, I'm gonna just and then she like flies off down the hallway
Bye.
going Till and she flies off to find Till.
At the as that scene ends and as Mistle goes to try and hunt down Till, that is where we will take our break.
All right, those of you that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do whatever you need to do, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. We're back. A dinosaur story.
And we pick up with Mistel flying down the halls, trying to screaming Till's name.
Where is Till?
So Mistel probably rounds one corner, and then Till just bursts out in a cloud of feathers, wielding a very long assassin rifle with a bipod fully extended. What's going on?
I feel like she, still in a state of like recovering from the hangover, flies into his face.
So on board with this.
Till!
What's happening? Are we?
Yes,
is
give the-
something-
hands-on face.
Give the Miss Till shippers more material.
Miss Till. Oh my god. It and love it at the same time. The name specifically.
She's shaking his face. Kendall,
What?
Kendall, I think she wants to kill me.
Okay. No.
Yes.
Why do you think this? What happened?
Well, like I went in there to say hi to her, and she's all different, and which is it's
Yeah,
fine.
she changed
Like,
her.
yeah, it's fine, but and then like
Then
she
it's
started-
fine. It's fine.
Yeah, she started using the word "it's fine" a lot when I was talking to her about last night, and she's mad at me, I think, because I
Did she
didn't.
say it's fine more than 9 times in 3 minutes?
Slowly she starts coming. I'm pretty sure yes.
Yeah, okay, she's not all right.
And I think she's mad because I didn't specifically invite her to come with us last night. And I was trying to explain things and letting her know like she could have. I hadn't spent time with Surprise, and then that's when the "it's fines" started just coming out.
Right. Yeah.
I like to think that
Okay.
in some universe,
And it
saying
was
it's
specifically
fine to-
about the whole you spending time with Surprise and
Yeah.
Just Us.
Yeah,
All right.
and then she
I-
kept getting more aggressive about it and asking if I had a good time. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, I had a good time. Did you have a good time?" And like it was getting very aggressive.
Okay. All right. And he's going to kind of move you off his face and onto his shoulder.
She'll land on top of his head.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I do know that Kendall's not super comfy with Just Us currently yet. That's going
I
to take some
didn't
time.
No, it's hard to tell who she likes and doesn't.
I mean, she is a little mercurial in her expressions at times, but most of the time she's I think she's usually pretty honest with so if she's mad at someone, she might not tell them always to their face, but she's usually pretty good if anybody else asks about that, being pretty honest with them.
So I'm used to her being mad at like everyone else, but never me.
What's that like?
Fine, I guess.
It's
Now
fine.
you're using the word.
Oh no, I didn't mean it like that.
Okay, all right.
No,
All right.
She's like,
Again, in
she
some
like
universe,
digs her nails into his head at that.
in some universe, saying it's fine too many times is a sign that you're undergoing cerebromorphosis and turning into an illithid.
Right. Right.
No, put the word in my head, and
It's
I can't
fine,
get it
it's
out
fine,
now.
it's
I love
fine,
how
it's
much-
Earworms
fine.
happen. I understand.
I love how much trauma I've caused just by saying it's fine.
All right. So, in my experience, when Kendall reacts that way, she's not looking for an overt confrontation, but she's also not super okay with things.
How do I make it better?
Well, that's kind of the thing with making things better. She, like most people, she's not a vending machine. You can't just feed a number of stimuli in and then everything's okay. Or you
Right.
get a prize out.
However, unlike other people, she's an Aladdin, which means that given enough time, something else will make her more mad, and she will no longer be mad at you.
I think it's a little bit of a difficult balancing act because you don't necessarily want to go overboard because then you look like you're trying to earn your way back into her good graces, which most people don't appreciate.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, it's usually helpful for there to be at least some sort of tacit admission of I did a thing that has a consequence and me doing the thing is my responsibility.
So
I'm going to go out on a really shaky limb here and assume that you didn't uninvite her or neglect to invite her on purpose.
No.
All right. So it was accidental, a misunderstanding to an extent. That can still be hurtful, but it's usually less hurtful than if there was like actual intentionality behind it. Whenever you feel safe enough, she's not going to do anything to hurt you, mister. All right.
Are you sure? Because she's
Yes,
scary
I'm
like her dad
very
right now.
sure of that.
Okay.
She's good at being scary. But unless she is pushed to a limit of some sort, I've only seen her actually do anything tangible about that other than, communicative, emotional stuff a few times, and never in a situation like this.
Okay.
So
should I go apologize?
I mean, that kind of probably couldn't hurt, but at the same time, you also want to avoid assuming or imbuing emotional status.
What?
Like, you don't necessarily want to go in there and say, I know what I did hurt you, because her knee-jerk reaction to that is going to be, it's fine.
Right.
Otherwise, she has to acknowledge a whole bunch of things. I read a book on psychology once. It was wild. So I'd start with there's a phrase that they say to always use, but basically go in and be like, I feel bad that I forgot to make sure you knew that you should come along, etc., etc. Will you let me make this up to you, at least for my own peace of mind, because I want to, I feel like that's the phrase. Use a lot of I feel statements. Don't assume how she feels.
Use I feel like how she uses fine.
I mean, not overdone. Keep it simple, probably, I think. But yeah, just let her know what you're feeling and don't blame her for what you're feeling, and let her know that you would like, out of your own volition, not because you feel necessarily compelled, not because she's forcing you into it, to make it up to her effectively.
Okay.
Kind of thing. And if she says you don't have to, you can say, okay, if you're sure, kind of thing. Put the olive branch out there, make the effort, and then make sure that, you establish some bonds with her over the next short-term period so that she knows we're still on our normal kind of interactive, maybe with people, maybe just the two of you together. Make sure she's chill with anybody else that's hanging out, though, before you invite them along to come hang out with you, too.
Okay, so no inviting surprise. Or is it just us? Which one does she hate right now?
Just Us is currently, I think, the most on her
Okay.
shit list.
Sorry, it's hard to keep it straight.
That's okay.
Damn right it is.
I'll probably have to just make a note of who it is at the current time.
It's
Okay.
impossible to keep it
Alright.
straight. It's hard to keep track of who Kendall isn't like for the moment.
That is the accurate way to put it.
Okay.
All right.
As you
How
know,
are
if
you
you saw
feeling?
the Arcane Tower last night.
I'm better. I'm better. I'm okay. And you're sure she's not gonna kill me?
Yes. I would put very, very good money on the fact that she is not upset enough, even close, to try and hurt you physically in any way, shape, or form.
Okay. Okay, then I'm gonna try to apologize.
Okay.
Okay.
And if it doesn't feel like it's going well, you can acknowledge that and just leave, which is usually better than if you're trying to do an apology and it's not working, keeping
Right.
trying harder. Okay?
It's a
Okay.
bricks.
All right.
Okay.
Dig up.
I can do this. Okay.
Okay.
I
And you can come talk to me afterwards if you need like another conversation. I'm going to go clean this gun and calm down a little bit.
okay. All right. Sorry for making you think the ship was on fire.
No, it's if the ship was on fire, that's very handleable. This is harder for me, but I'm doing my best.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
She'll like
for
hug
sure.
his head.
Also, if you need something to do later, I need to go talk to a goblin about a jump drive, and I don't necessarily need to do that by myself if you want to go poke around at ship parts.
Yeah, I can do that. Okay.
And you can invite Kendall along to come on that if she feels like it.
Let's see what terms we're on in a few moments.
Okay. You'll do great. All right?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
All right.
And she starts flying off towards Kindle until can probably hear her practicing. I feel.
And Till, who has done more emotional and mental lifting than he has done the rest of the past week combined in the last 10 minutes, goes to clean his gun and calm down. Not a you.
I'm all for this. Do we want to check in with some of the other players first?
I was about to say.
Yes. Yeah.
Other people have scenes that they need to do.
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely a euphemism. Don't lie to us.
Just Us, are you doing anything in particular?
I am waiting for Till to leave the ship, and we'll plan to go along.
Okay.
Unless Mistle comes to get Just Us to cast calm emotions on everyone, which would probably go great.
Oh, yeah.
I leave the ship
Amazing.
for 5 minutes and 3 of you are dead. What the fuck happened?
So,
we told everyone to calm the fuck down. They need to learn to listen.
surprising Coltarn. The two of you.
And
They're
Xander.
looking for robots.
Yeah. So yeah, just basically, Coltar actually, this is a perfect thing to explain in universe. So, all right. So what we're looking for are to construct our own crew in such a manner that they will be able to operate the ship with our limited capacity of crew without us wanting to interview a dozen or so people. And while I have general ideas, the last automaton I constructed was the size of me, and I feel like that might be a bit overkill as far as pricing is concerned, so maybe the inputs of others on how to scale it down, but keep functionality. And what sort of, as for a surprise, what sort of crew complements you're familiar with on larger ships. I'm assuming you've been on larger ships. I don't know your full history.
So what would the size ship that Surprise is worked on generally be?
You've worked primarily with like smugglers, right?
Mhm.
So you've probably been on probably mostly yeah, corvettes and transports, so slightly smaller than the ship that you're trying to outfit right now. Because the ship that you're trying to work with right now is a ship with a line. Like this is like big military scale cruiser. So you're not super familiar with ships this big, but you spent a little bit of time on a number of different like smuggler ships or trade ships that have had a variety of different people working at all times. The one thing that comes to mind is they've been calculating out the bridge crew of 10 to get everything operational. And while that will get the ship and run it, if you want to keep the ship in good maintenance and not have your one engineer or two engineers running over the entire ship constantly, you're probably going to need more than that.
And sometimes people sleep.
I'll bring that up.
What are you talking about? No one sleeps on the ship. Yes, I hadn't thought about. I honestly, I had just assumed that I would be doing all the maintenance, but no, that's a fair point to make.
You probably shouldn't do that. You probably won't do it very well after the first 12 hours.
It is a large ship.
My understanding of organic physiology is that there's a limit to how long you can keep doing the things.
So then what we'll need is the bridge crew of more complex automatons, and then repair and maintenance drones, which can be simpler in nature, but a larger quantity for the rest of the ship.
We'll also need a way for them to identify where to deploy.
That I will be. I already have an idea for. I'll be programming a variety of artificial intelligences to utilize in a sort of a hive network aboard the ship for the automated crew. That's my specialty, as it were.
Get to 3 weeks later. Da 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 da.
Come with me if you want to maintain electronics.
Well, yes, Tobar is sort of the pinnacle of my creative skill on that particular end. Nothing so advanced as this is not going to be so advanced as Tobar, but that should be relatively easy as far as that end of things goes.
We should make them walk on the walls.
That's a very good idea, actually.
Because, first of all, that would be pretty cool, and second of all, then nobody will run into them.
We could install a series of railings, or just have them adapted to utilize the existing infrastructure.
Railings wouldn't give them the mobility to get at all the bits. And
traversal railings rather than hard points. Navigate through the ship on the rails, then detach, do maintenance, reattach, continue on. I'm just spitballing here. Let's go look at parts. So yeah, but between the three of us, what sort of pricing can we get for a decent sized crew of maintenance drones and also the bridge crew?
All right.
Price pushes for the most colorful parts with the most flashy lights and beep boops.
Yeah, I was about to ask, how are you approaching looking for parts?
Colton would be approaching from a I'm going to build it all from scratch like perspective, so just raw materials rather than pre-built constructions that are then going to be repurposed. I don't know what Xander or Surprise would go for. I assume Surprise is going for pre-built stuff.
So you know how some laundry machines will like sing a little song when they're done? Surprise ends up seeing a part that does that and gets her heart set on it. It demands a little song.
I will program one particular maintenance droid that.
Oh no, not one of them. They should all sing little songs.
So you can roll me either technology or investigation. Full time.
It's the same number either way. Ignore the guidance because I don't have that. So 21.
And then for Surprise, you can just go ahead and roll me perception.
Right.
You're just going by what catches your eye.
Oh yes.
Or ear.
That tracks. You find the flashy light ones.
Yes.
But while Poltarn is going for a I want to build everything myself approach, Xander is definitely much more on a we're trying to outfit on a budget here. Let's not try and like build everything necessarily from scratch if there are cheap like multi-purpose droids that we could just purchase. And between the two of you, you have a couple of options. And then obviously the flashy things that Surprise notices. But Xander finds a line on a dozen deployable maintenance drones that are A, collapsible, easy to store in storage space, and B, fully autonomous, capable of basically downloading a schematic of the ship and interfacing with their computer systems to identify incoming maintenance errors and then deploy to counteract them. They walk. They don't move along they don't inherently move along the walls, but they're easy to get around. They're essentially pit droids for those of you who have seen the prequel trilogy. They fold up and like into a very small space, and then when they stand up to start going to work, they're relatively quick and light and able to do easy maintenance work.
Also featured in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Futuristic Roombas.
No, they're vaguely humanoid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what that hints the futuristic part. Yeah, with legs. So
And arms.
How many of those did you find?
Xander found about a dozen of those.
And how much would those be?
For the whole lot, probably about 1,000 gold.
Oh, we can. Wait. How much do we have left over after the initial maintenance, Till?
25k.
13 pennies. Yeah, we can drop 1,000 on that.
So
marked.
A dozen maintenance droids, and then as far as I guess the bridge crew.
For bridge crew, you're looking more for direct parts because you're building these for purpose. They're also going to be significantly more complex because they're going to be managing readouts and operating like general operational systems on the ship.
Yeah.
Rather than just finding breaks and fixing them. These you're probably going to run about half price because you're building them yourself, but still significantly more complex. You're probably looking at about another 6k.
So I'll check. So at that point, I'll check in with Till on the cost for that, just like over the comms. Till, I can get the parts to. We were going with. Surprise had the brilliant observation that we will also need additional mechanized maintenance crews and the like. So we've found about a dozen or so.
Right. No, that's a good note.
We found about a dozen or so maintenance drones that can be modified to suit our needs, and
Fantastic.
will work effectively out of the box. As far as the bridge crew and the rest, I feel that that's more purpose built. So we're just looking at parts. Price of the maintenance drones is going to be about 1,000 gold credits, but the parts that we're finding for the bridge crew is looking at about 6,000.
We can make that work. I'll transfer funds over to your com.
All right. Yeah, then I'll go ahead and get all that.
Which puts us at just over 18K right now.
Good.
Yep.
We'll have those delivered to the Akundalar.
Yep. Anything else you're looking for while you're out?
Surprise. Do you need anything at all for personal modification, gesturing towards the suit, or for your quarters or anything like that?
I mean, I've got an embroidery kit. I can do repairs.
Is that all you need, really? Just an embroidery kit? No arcane materials?
I just got to keep it together. As long as it doesn't fall apart, we're good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, the sigils can be transferred easily once they're there. They've already been put on. So as long as the suit isn't completely destroyed, then they'll be fine.
I've just got to keep it together. Boy, that's a mood.
Any equipment upgrades you might be looking into as far as new suit, new gear, new weapons?
I mean, I wasn't thinking about any.
Might as well. You're part of an organization that can assist with the purchase of it, so.
Am I, though? Till seems to have all these thoughts about things.
Still has lots of thoughts. Yes, you are.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Just let us know.
Soon you, too, will have lots of thoughts.
Well, I'll take the
And
two
they'll be
thoughts.
fine.
I'll take the two thoughts that are with me and head back to the ship with the.
Meanwhile,
Oh,
Mistle goes to find Kendall.
and Shawnee, I was thinking stats wise, I was thinking like the captain's construct minions, if that makes sense, or something along those lines.
Oh, 1 second. Out of dark matter?
Mage Hand Press. I mean, I think the captain is also in dark matter.
Oh, you mean the captain class?
Yeah. Because they have a
You mean
construct.
Marshall?
Did it get renamed to Marshall? I don't remember. Let me pull up the Spire of Secrets.
Or the
I'm sure
Star-
we can figure it out.
Whatever. Yeah, we'll figure that out in a bit, but yeah. Oh, yeah, captain.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah.
It was Marshall. Then they changed it again.
Yeah, it was Marshall, now it's captain. But yeah, meanwhile, Mistle, you headed to see Kendall.
Yes. Is she where Mistle left her?
Probably.
All right. At some point, you just see like Mistle's head slowly peek through the door.
Or sort of a. If you notice, she is not the most perceptive person. She's not unperceptive, but so there's a. Hey,
Hi.
What's up? You okay?
She will slowly fly over, sit next to, not on Kindle. I figuring out how. I feel like I may have messed up last night in not inviting you to come with us. And I didn't mean to hurt your feelings at all. I always like you with us. I just wasn't thinking. And I don't want you to feel like that is an insult in any way. Because honestly, you're one of my favorite people on the ship, and I do have favorites.
Okay. I mean, it was. I'm okay. There's no other way I can think of it than that. It's totally fine.
God, it started again.
Please don't use that word.
Totally
fine. Is the word you use when things are not okay.
I mean, oh God, so fine has a lot of different meanings. It's the power of the word.
Okay, well, you said it like 20 times earlier, so that told me that things were not okay.
Oh. Yeah, no, that was. It's okay. How's that?
Better.
Okay.
Yeah, that's better.
I should say I'm loving the Christian Chenoweth energy that Mistle has right now.
Right?
Don't say that.
That is the best compliment for me. Thank you.
High praise. Not gonna lie.
So I'll be honest, it was a little bit like, oh, okay, and try not to say certain words now because apparently they're not okay words.
No, I just don't say them like 20 times or really aggressively like you want to kill me.
I don't want to kill you.
I thought you did.
I want to kill you.
Because I upset you. I'm not used to upsetting people.
Okay, well.
And she starts crying.
This isn't really that much acting. This is Holly
God.
too.
Yes.
There is just a brief, very, very quick, trying to be like trying not necessarily to show too much, but like, God. All right. It's okay. It's okay. Stop crying. It's okay.
I can't stop.
I know. It's really hard.
Trying to calm down.
Heard that a lot last night, but that's I had a really good night, so don't feel bad.
Okay. You met new people, did things.
Yeah.
Met new people, did new things.
I think they were new.
Did new people, met new things.
The things you did are the people you met.
Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. But it's okay. I get it. And we're good?
We?
Yeah.
Okay. And she will like fly up and hug.
Yeah.
Like her shoulder, whatever she reaches. Part of her arm. You now have Mistle like wrapped around your arm.
Yep.
At this point, as she is still crying.
Pat. Listen, I realize this is going to sound a little bit uh, uh, a little bit probably not the best, but not that I want to kill anybody on the ship, but if I did, you would be the last.
Who would be the first?
Oh, well, if you're asking.
I'm just curious.
Huh.
I like how it's a legitimate question now.
And I'm trying to think if there's anybody that goes before just us, but I don't think so. Not that I'm going to. Not that I'm
Crystal
going.
looks very distressed at that.
Not that I'm going to. I'm just saying, if we are ranking in a hypothetical situation,
Don't hurt them.
like, okay, let me put it this way. This is what I'm trying to. This is if there was a hypothetical situation and like everybody was in like their own little chamber and I had to pick one, otherwise like the ship was gonna blow up and we were all gonna die. I picked. I'd slam Justice's button like without even a heartbeat. Compared to everybody else. Compared to everybody else, but if I had the choice, I wouldn't kill anybody right now.
Okay.
Okay.
If I had the choice, implying I don't have the choice right now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not used to people being mad at me or unhappy with me. I don't know what that was.
Oh, it's okay.
Like I said, you are one of my favorites, but like sometimes I don't know. Your mood changes a lot.
So no, I am not fine.
What? You can use the word now. It's okay.
Okay, I'm fine.
Okay.
I think we've killed Sen.
I just want to see how much we can kill Sen at this point.
I'm okay. It was just I was really So my dad was here.
I saw him.
And I was and so
yeah,
that was a whole thing.
Till is not your bodyguard anymore.
Nope.
Yeah. Are you upset about that?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
I think he might have hit on me earlier about
what?
Because he's like, well, our relationship isn't professional now. And that only implies, if it's not professional, that implies another kind.
Oh.
Kendall, unfamiliar with the platonic relationship structure.
Yeah, there are only two relationships: professional and romantic.
Right.
Yes,
right.
the two
the
genders.
Next thing that Kendall says to Mistle, so we gonna fuck now?
Anyway, but no, that I'm okay with that because like that was one of the things like I didn't want to be part of like written down part of this whole thing when he was bodyguard to me, because then that puts, you get it?
It puts him in a strange position, especially with him as leader right now. And he has to protect you above everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
And also he works for my dad, who like it was really complex and weird and awkward, and I didn't like it. So I'm totally okay with that.
Okay.
That's fine.
Okay. What's not fine?
I don't know.
I feel like something's not fine.
No, I'm just feeling kind of.
Okay.
Look, sometimes you just go through moods.
Sometimes you just feel winter.
Yeah. Sometimes you sometimes, and you know, it's been sort of a hectic few days, and you know,
It has.
I
Yeah.
was I was for a short time, you know, the queen of ghosts, and
Yes.
so I'm just kind of feeling I'm just kind of feeling my death vibes right now. It's okay.
Okay.
I'm still me.
Good. I like you.
I'm just kind of a bitchier me, and that's fine.
Okay. I can handle
Okay.
that.
Okay.
As long as you're not mad at me because I can't
No,
handle that.
no, I'm
Okay.
mad at you.
Cannot handle anyone being mad at me ever, Mistle.
Especially one of her favorites, because like she said, she has
Right,
favorites.
right. I'm okay. Are you okay?
I think so. That
Okay.
that was a lot of emotion, and there was a lot of alcohol last night.
Oh, tell me about it. Same.
Surprise got me one of the cups that was like the size of me.
Oh, did you drink an us sized?
Yeah, I drank the whole thing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I get sick every time I drink alcohol. I don't think I like it very much. Or maybe it doesn't like me.
Well, I think it's just because you're drinking it like you drink normal stuff. Like, you know, you don't drink alcohol like you drink everything else, right?
I did not know that, no.
Oh my God.
I hadn't had alcohol since like before I met up with you guys.
All right. So we're going to go out at some point. I don't know if we'll be able to do it now because, you know,
I don't want to get sick again.
it's fine. We can, we'll get you set up and you will be able to enjoy without getting sick.
The new ship has a fabricator in it, which means we can make all the alcohol we want.
Oh no.
Oh, by the way, Till was gonna go somewhere, something about ship parts, and he was asking if I wanted to go with him, and then he was asking if you wanted to come.
I mean, I sure I can go. Um,
This isn't him still hitting on you, right? I don't know
I
what
don't.
hitting on
No, we'll
is
find
like.
out. We'll find out.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I get it because you know, but
Mistle
Yeah,
being in
I
any
mean, you're
conversation
pretty.
between Till and Kenbo from now on. Is this what hitting on people is like?
amazing.
It's just the anime meme with of the guy with the butterfly. Is this
Right.
hitting on people?
Except in this case, it's the butterfly saying it.
Yeah, it's a butterfly asking the question.
Yes.
It's the butterfly asking it about the man.
Okay, I will go let Till know whenever he's ready to go that
Okay.
we'll go with him. Okay, and I'll let him know you don't want to kill me anymore.
Okay.
Okay. Till!
It's the screaming kid from Men in Tights. That's just how you run now.
It's a much happier scream, though. It's not frantic. But yeah, she'll let him know that they'll both go with him whenever
I mean, the
he
screaming
wants
kid
to
from Men
leave
in
the
Tights,
ship.
I'm fairly certain was a Home Alone reference.
Yeah, it was yeah, but Macaulay Culkin doesn't just run around screaming the entire time in Home Alone.
Yeah.
I mean, large chunks of it, yes, but not the whole time. But yeah, she'll just let Till know whenever he is ready to leave, they will go with him.
I'm ready now.
Okay, Kendall, we're leaving now.
Okay.
She sits on Till's head.
Hill
Also-
is not dressed in any particularly different way than he always is.
Also, Till, were you hitting on Kendall?
No.
Because she said you were hitting on her.
No.
Okay.
Whatever.
Persuasion.
Disappointed.
I roll persuasion. Yeah.
Trying to
You
convince
can roll insight on it if you want to.
He's
I
not-
don't care.
Oh, I'm
He's not
really
lying.
curious.
He's just trying to convince you and doing it poorly.
17 insight.
You beat it by 7. I'll say Till genuinely was not hitting on Kendall. The
Well, okay.
amount of times that it's been brought up that now, though, now it's in his brain. And on a 17, I'll say he doesn't entirely hate the idea, but no.
Wait, didn't Till already have a conversation with Kendall about what's going on with Xander? What is happening on this ship?
Till would love to know. Surprise. Till would love to know.
What is going on?
Huh.
What?
Nothing. You people are weird.
I'm just saying, I am perfectly content at any point if Kendall dies now because I have achieved my goals with this character.
To cause the sexual confusion of Till.
Jasira just around the corners, like, this has been nothing but hot gossip all day.
Do you want to come with us to buy a jump drive? We might need to intimidate a goblin.
Sure, I can be intimidating if I need to be.
Yeah, you did crime on this station for long enough. I would hope so.
Not this station, but yes.
Yeah, wasn't it Gilgamesh Station that we
No,
met
it was
her on?
it was Formbioth.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I feel like the first group passes the second group on the way in, as y'all are heading out, and as we do.
Well, first we have to walk past just us.
Oh,
Yeah. They're at the gate.
Right.
Are you all there?
Yep.
Is it still morning?
Nah.
I know, I'm asking.
It's a space station. It's
Roughly,
whenever.
yeah. It's space. The sun is the time is a construct.
And time is a construct. He's over there, and he says it's still morning.
Are you all departing?
Yes, we're going to go talk to Vizax about a suitably classed jump drive for the Gundala.
Would you like us to come with you, or would you like us to remain here and keep watch?
Keys code. Streeta, we're going to go hunt for a jump drive. Are you particularly inclined to come along, or would you rather stay and keep an eye on things here?
It comes back at her moment. I am indifferent to whichever you prefer.
All right, we're taking just us with us.
Fair enough.
Call us if you need anything. Or if anybody looks suspicious.
If anyone looks suspicious, I'll probably just deal with them.
I mean, that's fine too.
Mistel is just nervously looking between Kindle and just us. I don't know what to do. I don't know who to talk to right now. Okay.
Just us just sort of lurches into movement.
The answer is nobody.
Till's mind drifts back to that one book on psychology he read on the chapter called Exposure Therapy.
So the four of you, five of you, counting Jasira, make your way into the commercial district of Gilgamesh Station. And eventually you find your way. This is what I get for giving goblins like weird alien names. What the fuck did I just name this goblin?
Vizax.
Vizax, thank you. I knew it sounded like Bilgax.
It's a
right.
Vivax. It's a treatment for herpexia.
And the makers of Azeron and Metri.
Yeah, Vizax. You sort of enter, and you enter Vizax's shop, which is like Vizax's shop is just the front of a massive like warehouse feature essentially. The interior is stark, like chrome clean. There's not a speck of dust anywhere, and sort of descending from an overhead viewing screen on like this hovering circular platform is a robed figure about 3 feet, maybe 3.5 feet tall, in robes of like deep, like wood brown. But over top of these robes are pipeworks of steel and metal that just sort of brain and wrap around the torso of this long-limbed figure with these sort of like the four-fingered green hands and like a rounded head with long pointed ears, but with this massive rebreather mask over the entirety of their lower jaw. Because
when you say descending, do you mean like actively descending as we come in?
yeah, like as you come in, there's this sort of like circular disc that hovers about 20 feet in the air, surrounded by like holographic projections that begins to like descend down to eye level.
Oh, hell yeah. Just Us has no appreciation for showmanship, but Craig is loving this.
As the crackle of this rebreather sparks in as Vizex, and you see Vizex's eyes, like several goblins, are just like solid one color. In his case, yellow. As he looks across. It is good to meet new potential customers. What can I procure for you? I understand. If you come to me, you are looking for important assets for your ship.
Well, this place certainly lives up to its reputation. We're looking for a Class 6 jump drive.
Class 6. Very well. Cruiser scale. Yes, upper end. This is very expensive. If you are... I have a variety of options. If you are on particular budget, I can provide you with ones that are perhaps not in greatest condition, but will serve the purpose of the scale. Or, if you prefer something newer but smaller scale, I can also provide these as well. We will go through the offerings and see what is of your liking.
Understood. We've got a measured budget. Resources aren't infinite, but we also have personal capacity, potentially a little more advanced than your average run-of-the-mill shipwrights that come through here. I'm sure you're aware of the 3 derelicts that were booby-trapped and left adrift outside Gilgamesh.
Yes, some of our more famous folk have contracted the guild for dealing with this problem.
Yeah, we're the ones they brought out from the guild to deal with that. So, if there's potential defrayment of cost in exchange for reasonable services rendered, we'd be willing to discuss not just cash transactions, but also service bartering as well. Just to put that on the table.
This is something that can be arranged. As always, as the Goblin Trade Consortium ever strives to keep the market fair and balanced and prevent monopolizing or favoritism within market trades, all things will have to be at approved rates. However, there can be some exchange of service for this procurement.
Let's see what you got.
And as he waves a hand, several of the holographic screens that were hovering above descend down and circle around him. You see spinning screens sort of gather around as he seems to take in all the information around him at once. Yes, I am assuming you wish to outfit one of the 3 ships that had been moored here. Based on your class designation, I am assuming the Fenrisian cruiser.
Got it in 1.
Very well. Then let us see what kind of engines we can provide to get your ship once again space-worthy. And as that conversation is prepared to be had, that is where we will end for the week.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Goodbye.